Infinity Blade. Alright, quick question. Do you remember the last time your phone genuinely impressed you? Not like, oh, this game runs smooth, but I mean like actually made you stop and go, wait, this is an iPhone game? Because for a lot of people, that moment was Infinity Blade. And if you never played it, well, you kinda missed out. Let me explain. Infinity Blade came out in 2010s, and the easiest way to describe it is, it looked like it didn't belong in the App Store. At the time, mobile games were simple. Angry Birds, Fruit Ninja, stuff you played while you were waiting in line. Infinity Blade? It had full 3D environments, actual boss fights, armor sets, tons of weapons to collect, and even deep lore that you would discover for yourself in the game. It felt closer to something you'd see on a console than something you'd play on your mom's phone. And this was Epic Games and Share Entertainment basically flexing the Unreal Engine 3 on mobile, and the design of the game kept you engaged. During cutscenes, you can tap on the screen for the gold bags to get more money. Like, hello? Interactable cutscenes? The closest thing I can think of are the Detroit Become Human games, or even the Tall Tale games where you had to make decisions during a cutscene with limited time. But hey, if there's any other games that let you get bonus resources during a cutscene, do let me know down in the comments below. And then, let's talk about the combat real quick. It's fine. I mean, it's not bad, it's not crazy, you know, it's fine for a mobile game. Okay, moving on to the enemies. Yeah, some enemies are reskins, same moveset, different armor, different name, but honestly, it works, because you're just learning the enemy patterns, you're getting better, and you're recognizing the animations faster. And when an actual tough enemy shows up, you'll definitely feel the difference, because they move much faster. And then there's the shop. Man, I completely forgot how deep this was. Weapons, armor, rings, shields, all with different stats, all changing how you approach the fights. You're not just grinding for no reason, you're kind of building a loadout. Something that actually lets you push further into the castle or deeper into the dungeons. And this is the part that surprised me most going back, because this game gives you choice. After the fights, you can decide where to go. You got different paths, different enemies, and even different rewards. It's not open world or anything crazy, not even generative, but for a mobile game in 2010, that level of control makes it feel way bigger than it actually is. And it gives you a reason to keep coming back, because next run, you might want to go a completely different way. Hey, isn't that basically a roguelike? This is something I definitely didn't appreciate back then. The fact that Infinity Blade is kind of like an early roguelike, or at least roguelite. I mean, think about it. You go on a run, you fight as far as you can, you die, and you come back stronger. New gear, more knowledge, and better execution. That loop, that's the entire foundation of games like Rogue and NetHack, except Infinity Blade switched it up a little. Instead of random dungeons, you have curated paths. Instead of permadeath resetting everything, you carry progress forward throughout your bloodline. It's like a bridge between old school roguelike and modern roguelites. And when you look at what came after, games like Dark Souls with its death and retry loop, Hades with its persistent progression between runs, and Dead Cells with its skill-based combat and repetition. That core idea of fail, learn, come back stronger. Infinity Blade was already doing that on a phone in 2010s. And yeah, it's not a pure roguelike, but you can definitely feel the DNA there. And honestly, even now in 2026, it still looks good. Like, genuinely, it still looks good. To me, it's better than a lot of the mobile stuff we see now that's just AI-generated assets, copy and paste systems with the same UI, same gameplay loop with a different skin on top. So, what's actually happening in the story of Infinity Blade? On paper, it's simple. You're a warrior, you walk into a castle, and you challenge the God King. You got three options. You can either die, you can beat him, or you can join him. At first, it just feels like a classic gameplay loop of retry, upgrade, and try again to kill the God King. But when you finish Infinity Blade 1 and go into Infinity Blade 2, the game basically looks at you and goes, yeah, that loop, that's not just gameplay, that's the world. The God King isn't a god, death isn't really death, and you're not just fighting a boss. More like you're stuck in a system that's been running way longer than you understand. It's one of those stories that doesn't really tell you everything, you kinda gotta piece it together yourself, which is wild for a mobile game. Now here's the part that doesn't make sense to me, because everything I just described, that should have turned into a massive long-running franchise, right? Instead, it just kind of disappeared. So why did Infinity Blade get removed? In 2018, Epic just pulled it. No more downloads, no updates, nothing. Officially, they said they couldn't support the game anymore, which, sure, that's part of it. But the timing matters here, because this is right when Fortnite starts printing money. Live service, constant updates, endless monetization. Infinity Blade was the opposite of that. You paid once, and you got the full game. no shop rotations, and no seasonal FOMO. In a world where games are expected to generate revenue for a long time, the Infinity Blade model doesn't exactly win shareholders over. There were also technical and licensing issues tied to maintaining the older iOS versions and Unreal assets, so instead of rebuilding it, they just let it go. But the community around this game is amazing. Fans started digging through old files to build PC-compatible versions. They remastered builds, they added controller support, and even added higher resolutions. Basically doing the job that no company was going to do anymore. Because people don't go through that effort unless something stuck with them. Because Infinity Blade wasn't just one mobile game, it was the mobile game that connected a lot of people, including myself. Because look at mobile gaming right now. It's full of gacha systems, daily commissions, login rewards, and limited time banners that disappear in 2 weeks. Games designed to keep you feeling that FOMO, not necessarily engaged. Don't even get me started on the gacha games. The login, the dailies, save your currency, or swipe your credit card to just gamble on a cute looking character. I don't know, it all seems like BS to me. Looking back, I'm so grateful that I grew up with Infinity Blade rather than the modern mobile slop games that we have now. Because Infinity Blade didn't do any of this. There were no odds, no pity systems, and no 0.6% drop rates hiding behind some bright animation that you had to pay for. You bought it, you played it, and you got better. And if you came back, it wasn't because of a timer reset, it was because that boss embarrassed you, and you weren't about to let that slide. Maybe that's why it feels so weird to look back at it today, because it wasn't just ahead of its time technically, it was also ahead of its time philosophically. Because the industry didn't follow this path of buying a game and letting the players explore for themselves. The industry went somewhere else entirely. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe for more videos like this. And if enough people ask, we'll look into Infinity Blade 2 and maybe even 3. And make sure to go check out the Infinity Blade Studios to download the game for yourself on PC today. The link will be in the description. My name is Kevin, and I like to talk about things that I find interesting. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and take care. Welcome to the after credits section. If you're still here, you're a real one. I love you. Sorry about the background noise if you can hear it. I'm in a new place and I'm still figuring it all out. Love ya. Bye.